OTBSpreads prediction show coming to you live on May 27th, where it is the midweek run-up, guys. And just to review yesterday real quick, cashed a nice home run parlay plus 4,000. Manny Machado and Willy Adames, provided by Blowout Alert, guys. It gave us a batting signal here. We went right on over here, man. We went to the home runs tab. And I explained to you guys yesterday, what you want to do is you want to filter the matchup. You want to try and see if you can catch something above a 5. I really like to see if there's anything in the 10s. Yesterday, there was plenty of 10s. Only the best rankings you have on matchup today are 6.5. But then you want to also filter and look for projections, guys, like a Soto here today. 5.3 projected over half a home run. He's got a rising batting signal. If you can get a pitching edge paired up with it with rising or value, like a Yordan Alvarez here. He's a touch under the 5. I don't love it, but it's just because he's going up against DeGrom. But DeGrom's given up 6 home runs in his last 3 starts. So I like Yordan Alvarez again today. But there's a couple batting signals there for you guys. You can see it here. Highly recommend you guys give Elite a try for a month. Guys, it is free to get a lot of information, but just unlock the Elite. You know, don't be cheap. Don't cost yourself money. When you're on the fence, you can log in here. I know a lot of you guys know ball, but look, end of the day, when you have something to lean on, it is easily a lot easier to profit. There's a lot of different strategies when it comes to betting, from arbitrage to just playing value. You know, I've got a friend of mine who probably puts out, I don't know, 700 bets, maybe more a month. He puts out a lot, and he just targets value plays, mismatched pricing across the books, right? So he's looking for those games that are 50-50 games that are mispriced on different books, and he just plays those. I think last week he had like a record of 38-70 and still was in profit by like $1,500. So when you have mismatched pricing at a substantial price and you win, you can actually have a losing record and profit. So there's a lot of different ways to attack this game. I side on the data analytics and then looking for the price and mismatches and the values, kind of like we did with the Nats yesterday. We did with the Braves. You know, a lot of value. Braves at minus 106, ton of value. Diamondbacks minus 106, ton of value. Washington Nationals plus 116. That's how you end up getting ahead. You can take the Yankees minus 154, but it doesn't pay as well. So if you turn around and lose the next game, you actually lost money. So that's where you got to mix in those value plays, guys. And today we'll see if we can dive in and find some value plays. I see here, you know, we're already active. We're already live for the MLB slate. Game started at 1:15, I believe. I'm not going to cover the ones that are active. I'm not going to cover this Brewers game here either at 1:40. I'll be covering everything from 3 o'clock on for the MLB prediction show. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Let's see if we can get some value today. Miami, surprised they got off on Gausman early. I was leaning towards Blue Jays a little bit in this one, but Miami's been hitting the ball really well. Gausman looked good in his last start. We'll see if Gavin Williams can hold off the Washington Nationals with their hot bats. This would be the first time I'd be off of the Nats this week and going with the Guardians. If I did go that side, that's probably where I'd go, would be the Guardians here with Gavin Williams on the mound. I think that the bats can find enough runs if Gavin Williams can keep these guys from hitting the ball too much. But these Nats have been hot, man. So let's get into it. Without further ado, we had a great day yesterday, cashing multiple locks from NHL to NBA to MLB. We were all over the MLB yesterday, from Diamondbacks, Braves, Pirates, man, you name it, we were on it. Philly, did we have the Phillies? Man, we were all over the place yesterday. We cashed. We had a 10-4 day yesterday. If you watch the show, or 10-5 maybe. I think it was a 15-game slate, so 10-5. Either way, we were well in profit. We cashed one home run parlay. We cashed 2 premium parlays, 3-leg money line play, and then 3-leg run line play. We cashed both of those. We were all over the books yesterday. We were on their ass, and we took over on Takeover Tuesday. Now let's get the midweek run-up going, guys. All I ask is make sure to drop a like. If there's a play that you really like, feel free to share in the comments. Always curious to see what side you're leaning. And if you want to give your reason and why, feel free. Like if you were on the A's today and you really liked Logan Gilbert, or the Mariners against the A's today, and you really like Logan Gilbert and you're on the Mariners side of things, yeah, just drop it in there. Hey, I like the Mariners. Logan Gilbert's been hot lately, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, love to see it, love to hear it. Make sure to subscribe. If you want my premium plays, you know where to go. Descriptions tab. Use the code word EDGE to save today. Once again, premium plays are in the descriptions tab. Just click on the Winible link. use code word EDGE today. And you already know we've talked about Blowout Alert many a times. That link is in there as well. That's this app designed and built by myself and my good friend down in Puerto Rico. We're really building something special here, guys. And I wouldn't be surprised to see by the end of the summer this thing fine-tuned and winning a lot. So, and look, my partner cashed a plus 15,000 home run parlay off of this last night. He pulled Casey Schmidt from the Giants, Willie Adames from the Giants, and Ketel Marte from the Diamondbacks on a three-leg at plus 15,000. He bet $3 and won 400. I mean, you can't fucking beat that. You know what I mean? He cracked it. You know, he's the man behind the scenes, dicing this thing up and giving us the data to kind of come together. I'm kind of the sports mind to kind of tell him, hey, this is how you need all of the coding to feed to give us the best clear reads. And this is how I would bet it. This is how I see things. And this is the process. And we just kind of use the knowledge between tech and sports and make it gel, make it cohesive, guys. So I'm telling you, go download this fucking thing, sign up for free. It's amazing. It's got some really good data here, and we're cashing at a high clip. I know sometimes it suggests some props here, but it's at a 91% hit rate. It gave out 103 props yesterday, 94 cashed. Sometimes they're extreme lines, you know, like a minus 1,750. You know, we're working on dialing those back, but you know, it is a parlay builder, so you're putting these in parlays. There are some plays that are super sharp and are cashing, and then there's other plays that, you know, are obviously just to be built into a parlay to kind of stack the odds. So, but either way, 103 suggested props in 94 of them cashed. I mean, that's pretty big, guys. That's spot on. So let's get into the slate without further ado. Don't want to keep you guys waiting too long. 3 o'clock games start. Then I'm going to get my hair cut. You know, I booked a one-way with those profits last night, heading out to Mexico. So yeah, let's get it. Let's dive in. All right, we got the Mariners and Athletics here, guys. Today you got Springs on the mound. I know it's suggesting potential Severino, but it's not. It's going to be Jeffrey Springs versus Logan Gilbert. Springs has been decent this year. You know, you got a similar pitching matchup. I trust the bats with the A's a little bit more than I do the Mariners here, especially in a hitter-friendly ballpark like Sutter Home. I'm going to have to go with the A's here on the money line. We talked about value already. Plus 102 on the money line. This is the type of play where it's a 50-50 coin flip game. I would want to be on the value side of things here with the A's, and I trust the top of this order a little bit more than the top of this order here at the moment. So give me Cortez, Nick Kurtz, Shea Langeliers, Tyler Soderstrom. If we wanted to look at a couple props here, we got some. Let's see if there are any that are suggested that I really like. Soderstrom for a hit, that's not a bad over lean there. It's suggesting. I personally like Nick Kurtz for 2 runs, hits, or RBIs. So you could take that one, or you could just take Nick Kurtz for a hit. It's a bounce back game, so that's another thing. You know, he hasn't been hitting a lot of home runs the last couple days, but last week he was going ballistic. So I think we could see something out of Nick Kurtz today against Logan Gilbert. He is one of the higher projected pitchers to give up some home runs. So give me the A's on the money line. Bats get to Gilbert, and Jeffrey Springs does a good enough job keeping the Mariners off the board through the first 5 innings. All right, next one up, Diamondbacks, San Francisco. We've got Trevor McDonald on the mound, but Soroka has been absolutely killing it this year. He's got a sub-4 ERA. McDonald's got a 4.7, but he's got regression concerns behind him. He's playing above his ceiling right now, in my opinion. So we're going to see him come back. I think Soroka can give us a good enough start, a good quality start, and the bats, the hot bats in the month of May for this Diamondback team, they have been finding a way to generate runs. San Francisco did look pretty good yesterday, surprisingly. The bats haven't been there for them most of the season. Obviously, that's why they have their record at 22-31. Bats haven't been there. Diamondbacks have stole some games here lately against these weaker teams like the Rockies and now the Giants. They're hunting their way into playoff contention. If they can continue to stay above 500 like this, they're going to be right there in the mix. So let's see how long this Diamondbacks team can do it. If they can continue to lean on guys like Rodriguez and Soroka to get good quality starts, use their bats to generate runs. I like the Diamondbacks here at minus 114 on the money line today. So that's where I would go with my bet on the Diamondbacks, minus 114 on the money line. All right, moving into the next game here, guys. Phillies, San Diego. Look, Phillies have been playing good ball. Even when I thought that they might drop one, they found a way to grind it out and get the win. They now have won 2 in a row. I kind of looked at San Diego yesterday as having the advantage. Today, to me, the advantage is clear to the Phillies. You got Chris Sanchez, who's just been magnificent all fucking year. He's 5-2 in his starts. The one game he lost, he gave up some early runs. I just don't see that. You know, Chris Sanchez is a lefty. Padres struggle to hit lefties. We went against the Padres the other day, not yesterday, but the day before, as a lock. Reason being, it was Luzardo on the mound. Luzardo's a lefty. They struggle to hit lefties. Walker Buehler here, he's had decent starts this year, but he is a righty. The Phillies hit righties really well. He's 3-2, ERA at over 5. His strikeout stuff is okay, but not great. I don't think he gets to the 5th inning. I think he comes out in the mid-4th maybe. So you could give a look under 15.5 recorded outs for Walker Buehler. And I like the Phillies to win this thing on the money line here, guys, at -148. It opened the day around -135. It's already have some money flowing into the Phillies. Give me the Phillies to get a win here today, and Chris Sanchez to continue his great start to the season. All right, that's where I'm at. Phillies money line, -148, -135. Shop the books for that one if you're going to play it straight. All right, guys, into the next one. We got Tampa Bay and the Orioles. The Orioles have actually been playing some good baseball against this Tampa Bay team. Tampa Bay's been really hot this season. Mats has played pretty darn good, man. 4-1. They're backing them up with the bats. 3.7 ERA. Povich isn't going to be on the mound today. It will be another pitcher. I remember looking at this game because this is one of the games that I wasn't a fan of. It's going to be Gibson. So Gibson's going to be on the mound today, and he is currently, let's see what his ERA is. It's not showing me it. Not showing me Gibson's ERA when I'm trying to load it up here. But look, he's averaging 2 strikeouts. It's showing me that. He doesn't jump off the page at me. I think Mats is a good enough pitcher, and the bats to the Rays are good enough. They can get to this Orioles team. It is rainy. It is kind of nasty in the DC market, so that may play into it a little bit when you got a team that's used to nicer weather in the Tampa Bay Rays. That may play into it. The bats for the Orioles have woken up all of a sudden, and when the season started, I was big on the Orioles because of the bats. But I'm going to fade them here. I'm going to go to the Tampa Bay Rays once again, -112. I think this is the day they got to get a win. I'd be surprised to see them get swept in the series. But look, I'm going to trust Mats here and the nice bats that can get the ball in play. They drive in runs. They don't strike out a lot. I know we didn't see a lot of scoring out of them yesterday, but I think this is the game here at 34-16. The Tampa Bay Rays show us why their record is what it is, and they get a win here today against the Orioles. All right, next one up. Los Angeles Angels versus Detroit Tigers. This one's a little bit harder to handicap because of this right here. Jose Soriano's on the mound, 6-3, 74 Ks versus Casey Mize, who's been really respectable. Like, Mize has had a significantly better start to this season than he did last year. The problem is in his 2-3 record, the bats didn't show up for the Tigers. And the bats for the Tigers are one of those things where I really trust the offense. I really trust the offense with the Tigers, and I don't trust the offense for the Angels. I do trust the pitching for the Angels when they have Soriano on the mound. The question is the bullpen. I think the Tigers have a little bit more support for the bullpen. So the key is Soriano's got to keep these guys scoreless through 5, and the Angels have to generate, I would say, at least 3 runs through the first 5 innings. I lean the Angels on the first 5 here. That's the play I would look at. First 5 on the Angels. I'd want to stay away from the full game money line because if it's a close game, I could see these guys stealing it late, being backed up by their bullpen, and the Angels having a weaker bullpen. So give me the Angels on the first 5. That will be my take on this one, guys. Moving on into the Cubs and Pirates, where you have Bubba Chandler on the mound with a 5 ERA. Tylon, kind of a similar pitching matchup. Nothing stands out to me a ton on the advantage side. This is what stands out to me. It's a righty. The Pirates have hit righties extremely well this month. Look at the top of this order. You've got a lot of home run hitters that can go yard. Cruz, Lowe, Reynolds, Hearn, Gonzalez. Azuna's not been playing all that great, but he still has home run power. Horwitz. You know, a lot of guys can really go yard. Connor Griffin's been hitting the ball really well in the month of May. I like the bats for the Pittsburgh Pirates. The Cubs have been streaky. They've been cold as of late with the bats. I said it yesterday. This is a team that I don't like to bet against because their bats can wake up any single given day. But Bubba Chandler, in my opinion, is the better pitcher on the mound today. I like what I've seen out of the Pirates. We've made a lot of money with them this year. I'm going to go right back to the same well. I think that the Pirates are the play here in this game, -126. Give me the Pirates on the money line. This should be a good game, but I like the Pirates to get it done throughout the full 9. All right, give me the Pirates on the money line, -126. All right, going into Fenway here. Braves, Red Sox. We were all over this game yesterday. This was my call. It was our ladder challenge game. We turned $100 to 2, and then we turned around yesterday, put that 2 on the Atlanta Braves, turned it to 4. So we'll see if we can go 4 to 800 today, guys. It's not on this game. We have another game selected. If you're not in one of the free chats, I believe I have that in the descriptions tab. Just go ahead and go there, click on it, and then register for a free chat. Make sure you're in there. You can go to the Winible link and register for one of the free chats. That play will be in there. All right, so let's get into this one. Braves, Red Sox. You got Bryce Elder on the mound versus Connor Early. Early's got regression concerns, and I guess you could argue Elder's got regression concerns, but no. Elder has looked fantastic, man. Just look at what he's been doing this season. I know his strikeout stuff isn't always there. You know, last game 4, 3, but he had 8 and 9 in those starts. 5 is a decent outing for him. 2, so he does have some mixed bags at times when it comes to strikeout stuff. He pitched 8 innings against this Red Sox team, shut them out through 7. They take him back out there in the 8th, and I want to say it was Contreras or Abreu went yard on him, hit a home run off of him, 2-run shot. That 2-run shot cost them the game. They ended up losing. We saw yesterday this Red Sox team hit the ball pretty well. The reason I went against the Red Sox, I felt it was a 50-50 pitching matchup. I trust the bats here more with the Braves. There was a couple late home runs. Michael Harris, early home run from Matt Olson to tie it up. Michael Harris to take the lead. We saw them go into the 9th with a 7-4 lead, and then the Red Sox cut it within 1. They just ran out of outs. They had a good runner on first and second. Guys, I'm going to go back to the well here. I'm going to go to the Braves. I think they have the better bats. I trust Bryce Elder more. He's 4-2. Connor Early, I like what I've seen out of him, but I just don't believe he is that elite level. And I think that these Braves bats can get to Early. So go ahead and give me the Braves here today on the money line. I like this play a lot here. Once again, a lot of value at -102 with the Braves against the Red Sox in Fenway. 36-18 for a reason, guys. Whenever I get a team at close to plus money that has played this well all season, I'm not going to fade it. I want to be on that side, and if I take a loss, it's part of the process. So give me the Braves here at -102. All right, next one up, we've got the Reds and the Mets. Andrew Abbott's a weird pitcher. We opened up the season with him, and I thought to myself, okay, Abbott's got to take a step forward this year. And he did. He took a step forward. He's got a sub-4 ERA. He's 4-2 in his starts. His strikeout stuff has been better. Brazaban is who they're going up against today. Look, I'm not the biggest world beater screaming out from the mountaintop, yo, give me Andrew Abbott and the Reds today. This is the advantage. The pitching matchup here does not play a significance to me. But what it is these bats have been hitting really well with the Reds. If you look at the top of their order, a lot of these guys have been hitting the ball really well. Dela Cruz, Sal Stewart, Blade, Lowe, Spencer Steer, and then it drops off a little bit, right? So Cabrian Hayes, Stevenson, Trevino, even Friedel, who was a great bat last year, hasn't looked great this year. But I just trust these bats a little bit more than the Mets. I think they can get enough support from Abbott that it gives these guys time to drive in runs. I'd be curious to see if Suarez is back in the lineup today. Suarez played a really good game yesterday. I think the Reds can edge them out. Give me the Reds on the money line here at +102. All right, I like the Reds on the money line here today at +102. Moving into the next one where we've got Connor Prelip taking on the White Sox, and you've got Davis Martin on the mound. No, I don't think Davis Martin's grabbing the start, guys. And it's showing me some other pitchers here. Let me just double check. I want to make sure we've got the correct pitchers before I dive into this one here. Yeah, it's Prelep and Sandelin. Prelep's looked decent in his starts, guys, but I just can't move away from the bats of the White Sox. I was on the White Sox side yesterday. We had a +2,500 parlay that just missed. They were the last leg. We needed them to win. It was 2-2. They went into extra innings. The Twins found a way to generate runs and extras. They won 5-2. I'm going to go back to the well here. I think the bats wake up today. They get to Prelip. Obviously, they had a tougher pitching matchup yesterday. They were going up against Joe Ryan. So he's a tough pitcher, man. I trust the bullpen here for the White Sox more than I do the Twins. In a close game, I want to be on the side with the bats for the White Sox versus the bats for the Twins in a close game late. I know that was the opposite of what happened yesterday, but I do trust this bullpen for the White Sox a little bit more than I do the Twins. And with the pitching matchup, to me, this is a 50-50 coin flip matchup. Prelip versus Sandelin. Sandelin to me, average pitcher, Prelip, obviously I would give him the edge. He only had 1K in his last start. He didn't look good in his last start. This could be a bounce back spot. He's averaging right around 5Ks a game. But I'm going to stay off of the Twins here. Like I said, I trust the bullpen for the White Sox more and the bats for the White Sox as well. So go ahead and give me the White Sox on the money line here, and we'll keep it moving into the next play. White Sox on the money line, -110. All right, you got the Yankees and the Royals. Garrett Cole got his first start, man. I was on the Yankees that game when Garrett Cole started. They squeezed it out. I was on the 1.5 run line. They did take a L. They only won by 1 run. But Garrett Cole looked really good. The bats just didn't back him up. I think Noah Cameron today on the mound. I believe he's a lefty. Yeah, he throws lefty. The Yankees haven't had issues with lefties in the month of May. I think that Garrett Cole looked fantastic in his first start back. Remember, this is Garrett Cole's second start since 2024. He didn't play at all in last year's 2025 season. Garrett Cole, elite pitcher back in 24, 23. He's been fantastic. I'm going to have to go with Garrett Cole and then the bats of the Yankees. It's really hard to turn away. I know the Royals have been playing good baseball as of late. They've been getting hits. They've been driving in runs. They've been respectable. But yesterday they did get belt to ass. We all knew that. I called out that pitching matchup with Falter. It was a huge mismatch, and the Yankees took advantage of it. They scored a lot of runs. I think we may see more of the same today. Noah Cameron's a much better pitcher. It's not going to be a complete belt-to-ass whooping, but I think that Garrett Cole keeps the Royals off the board for a good bit, and it gives time for the Yankees bats to drive in some runs and even chip away at it, even if it's a 1 or 2 runs an inning. I think that we go into the 5th or the 6th with the Yankees up 5-1, 4-0. So give me the Yankees here on the run line and the money line. All right, moving into the next play of this MLB slate, we've got the Astros and the Rangers. Astros-Rangers, guys, hard one to handicap as well because both of these teams have good bats, good offenses, but they also have bats that go stale and go cold. Like the Rangers have not looked good. They've lost 4 out of their last 5 games. DeGrom gave up 6 home runs in his last 3 starts. He's now 3-4 on the season. He does have a 3.86 ERA. He's managed some good starts as well. I mean, we'll dive in and look. He's got good K stuff as well. 2 games with 10 Ks, 7, but the last 2 have been shaky. I'm not sure if there's some regression going on right now, and he's going to come out and not look too sharp today. But with the home run balls that he's been giving up the last 3 starts, I'm going to have to go with the Astros here. The Astros have way too many home run hitters from Correa, Alvarez, obviously Alvarez, Paredes, Walker, big bats here. He's still running behind his normal trend. If you wanted to take Paredes today for a home run, I don't hate it. Obviously, I'm really big on Alvarez, and I'm really big on Christian Walker. Alvarez, we saw earlier when I showed you the batting signals, was a clear home run candidate for today. But I like the bats here for the Astros. I think that Mike Burrows is a decent enough pitcher with his strikeout stuff that he can get to the Rangers lineup, give some time for these guys to get runs on the board. This should be a close game here, so I lean on the side. Give me the Astros on the money line, but I also would lean, if you wanted to play that straight, protect yourself with a +1.5 and pair it up with maybe a Jordan Alvarez hit and see what that plays out at as well. All right, but let's get into the next one, man. The next one here is going to be the last game of the night. It's the Rockies versus the Dodgers. You got Ohtani on the bump. You've got Sugano, who's actually been playing lights out for the Rockies. One of our better plus money plays in the last few weeks was with a Sugano start. We took Sugano when he started last game. He's got a sub-4 ERA. That's not his MO, man. His MO is not doing what he's been doing. And it's, if you look at his Ks, it's not because he's got good strikeout stuff going this year. His fielding and his pitching, and he's just had batters not make sharp contact. He's been avoiding the sharp contact plays. He's been getting a lot of, pop-ups and ground outs. I don't want to have that pitcher on the mound and me depend on those type of outs against this Dodgers lineup. We saw what they did yesterday. Would they hang 15 runs on him? I know Sugano is one of their better pitchers in the lineup. They were going up against Freeland yesterday, who's not a good pitcher at all. Sugano here, nice spot, but I don't want a pitcher who doesn't have good strikeout stuff taking on the Dodgers. If you're relying on contact plays to get outs, this is not the team you want to do it with. Give me the Dodgers here, -1.5 on the run line. I also like the Dodgers probably the play I would lean if I was going to bet this game straight, just because there's no value here at minus 320. I don't want to have to take an alt line down to minus 2.5. I'd rather just take the Dodgers team total over 4.5 runs scored for the game. I think the Dodgers generate probably up to 6 to 7 runs, maybe more. But give me the Dodgers. I think today they score 6 runs for sure. So I like the 4.5 over run total for the Dodgers team total. Once again, 4.5 team total runs for the Dodgers. That's probably my favorite play out of this game here if I was going to bet the side. All right, man. That's the slate. Hopefully you guys found Blowout Alert useful today. I appreciate you tuning in. Make sure to drop a like. Make sure to sub in. Hopefully you get some winning plays off of this slate. I'm excited for everything after 3 o'clock. Most of my favorite plays of the day come after 3. I sprinkled a little bit on this Blue Jays and Guardians game. I took Guardians and Blue Jays money line paired together. Just a small little half unit play. Nothing crazy. Wanted to see if these Blue Jays, if Gausman could get to him. Gausman, in my opinion, hasn't been that great. I know he had a good start last game, but he's been inconsistent. He's given up runs early in all of his starts. Gavin Williams has been fantastic, but the bats for the Nats do scare me. So one of the reasons why I wasn't too thrilled to get after that one. Just kind of put it out there. When you get standalone games, sometimes you want to put a little bet out there, see if you can get going early. And that's why, why we do it. Sometimes those standalone games, you just want to sprinkle them, see what you can come up with, and get a good vibe. But I really like the plays in the later slate today from the Dodgers team total, Phillies, couple other looks, guys. But that's the slate. Make sure to drop a like, make sure to sub in, and if you're not signed up for Blowout Alert, do yourself a favor, sign up for Elite today, and there's a lot you can do with it, from creating a watch list like this here to know okay, is he going to hit this line? Is he going to hit this line? Blah, blah, blah. You can clear it out, go from there. You can also switch your books here. FanDuel, which will switch the props over here. DraftKings, BetMGM, and so on. You can go to batting signals. Slate Stack, I think, is phenomenal. It gives you a look at what's going on with Jamison Talon, Bubba Chandler, key batters to target here. Moderate run environment, stacked aside with better pitcher matchup. So it just gives you a little bit of an idea how you want to attack it. Now, like if you come over here and you go to the slate summary, guys, and you look at this, it's going to show you there's 4 games you really should target here today with player props. That would be the Yankees, the Chicago and Pittsburgh game, the Baltimore game, and the Oakland game. So if you stacked all of those guys and you focused on the top of the order, you should see some green more than red. So that's the key to this is, yeah, hey, look, these are the 4 games you want to sequence. You want to focus on the top of the order, and you really want to kind of stack a couple plays there. So you could go do like a Goldschmidt hit or Jazz Chisholm for 2 total bases. Brandon Lowe for a hit, or Brandon Lowe for 2 total bases, or even an O'Neal Cruz stolen base maybe. One of the faster players in the league. Whatever it is that you want to do, target the top of that order, find some props you like, and those 4 games are being recommended by Blowout Alert to stack player props and plays overall. All right, guys, that's the show. I appreciate it. Book the one way. I will see you guys tomorrow for Tequila Thursday live at 5:30 maybe, depending. I am traveling tomorrow, going over to the West Coast, but obviously nothing changes. We'll resume and continue to absolutely cash and beat the books. Let's get to it. Let's have a great day. Let's profit.